Right, so we are now back, and we are still talking to Killian Lynch of Cell Media. He was telling us earlier in the programme, in the first half, about the social media side of his business. But I suppose the more creative end and the music end would probably be the DJ end for starters. But also the fact that you're the sponsor of this year's Cavan Rose of Tralee. How did that come about?
Yes, well, Ciara's actually a cousin of mine, so it just so happened that my own mother was talking to Ciara's mother, and as they do, they chat away, and all of a sudden it came up that she was looking for sponsorship, and Mammy's been Mammy's. I was told, would you like to sponsor? And I was asked.
You were asked? Oh.
I was asked. Well, it's not very often you get asked these things, but
normally your mother says, "This is what you're doing." I've already told her.
No, I got asked, so I seen it as an ideal opportunity. I knew Ciara for years, I knew her very well, and I seen it she had a brilliant chance going into it to win, and she's such a nice girl, and she just suited the role perfectly. And
now, what exposure will that give you?
It'll be huge exposure, especially myself just starting off. I had a full, I was in the Celt there this week, so that's huge for anyone local in the area starting up. So my name was prominent, and being the main sponsor kind of takes you a bit more serious than the small wee startup company. You're kind of a step above that. You go big. So she's also then competing in Portlaoise, so that'll represent me again in Portlaoise as the main sponsor of Ciara. So it'll help Cell Media, and in the business I'm in PR. I'm in marketing, so it was an ideal opportunity to show what I can do. So this is kind of it's a foundation for me to build on. So Ciara's there if we need her throughout the year. She might tip in and do an advertorial for herself. She's going to be a great representative for not just Cavan, but she'll represent Cell Media as well. But she's an amazing girl, and fingers crossed she goes all the way to Rose of Tralee.
Absolutely. And if she's down in Kerry, will you be there?
I'll be there supporting her the whole way.
Supporting her and promoting Cell Media?
I'm promoting Cell Media, yes. So it'll be a bit of both. So I'll be there as a cousin to support her and wish her the best luck, and also as a businessman.
But also as a hard-nosed businessman. The business of PR. The dark arts is sometimes referred to. The
dark arts, yeah. But, people consider PR as free. It's free in a lot of ways, but your time...
It's free as in there's no direct cost.
There's no direct cost, but the time scale behind PR, it's huge. It's all about connections and knocking on the right doors and knowing when to knock on the doors. If you want something published in one of the national papers, don't come knocking at the deadline, at the 10th hour. They've just so much on their minds that they haven't got time to look at something small. Like if you're running a small event in your local area, it's not enough time. You need to get them before, when they're more relaxed, when they've plenty of time, their deadline, a few days before their deadline, get it in. So it's about knocking on the right doors, knowing what they are looking for. You need to have a clear, kind of a quirky element or a world first or something to every event. So that's what we specialise in. You come into us, we'll talk you through your event, and we'll go, that's your quirkiness. This is what's going to be doing. This is how to get you into the national press. And from there, we'll market it the whole way up. If you need event signs as well, we'll look after you.
Yeah, just to go back to Ciara there in the Rose of Tralee, I think we have a bit of footage there just to see her...
the proud moment.
The proud moment. Which one is the cousin? Was the one that says...
She's down there on the left. She's just behind the presenter there. So she's in the moon dress. Very good night.
Who's the MC?
I'm terrible with names, I call him. So
I'm telling you, not only have you got a good thing to sponsor, you have a glamorous thing to sponsor.
Oh, very
sometimes we end up sponsoring a bring your own bag to clean up the area contest, but you went in straight away and got something glamorous.
It adds a wee bit of glamour to my company as well.
Anyway, before we had a look there at Ciara, we were talking about the PR and how you can get your message without paying for advertising.
Without paying, yeah, for advertising. So it's like the old saying, you know, word of mouth is the best form of advertising if you can get it. So what we try to do is we give the correct material to the right journalist. So, like, say if you open up the Sunday newspaper or one of the Sunday papers, and you see on the left-hand side an advertisement for an hotel, a 5-star hotel or something, and then you see on the next page next to it a review of that hotel by a journalist.
Yeah.
So one says it's 5-star, the journalist one gives a 3 out of 5. Which article will you value more?
Well, to the extent how funny you should say that about Sunday papers, because generally in the Sunday papers, Dunnes, Tesco, Lidl, all do full page ads of their products. I have no idea what they cost, but there may be blank pieces of paper. I personally just immediately skip over them. The same way with the inserts in your newspaper.
Great for starting a fire, as some people say.
Great for starting the fire. So, first of all, is there any such thing as bad advertising? I don't mean that's a crap ad. I don't mean that bad advertising. I mean doing some sort of advertising that you say, oh, this isn't going to kind of get us a good. It gets you publicity. It's not good publicity, but it's still publicity.
Yeah, of course. Look, I know the saying again, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Of course, if it's linking you to something horrible that went wrong, or something that it's after hurting people or injuring people.
Sure, look, everybody knows who Michael Larby is now.
Well, true, but would you say that's bad publicity for Michael Leary? You know, he's just, what he does is mastering the quirks. So he gets that quirk element, like, you know, charging for a toilet. That's front news every day. So I wouldn't say he's a stunt man. He's a showman. He's brilliant at what he does, and you have to admire him.
Because I was at a presentation there last week, and somebody was chatting about that Ryanair, as you know, was based on Southwest Airlines in the States, and Southwest Airlines is one of the top 10 companies in the States of customer service. And not only does Ryanair not have great customer service, they actually they brag at the fact that, well, we'll get you there on time, efficiently, but their service will be crap and you'll enjoy it. And it's true, you know, so they have literally made a good point out of what in theory should be a bad point.
Very true, but you've kind of looked at the way he mastered that, and he created such a positive spin on it. Like, before Michael Leary came along, sure, flying was it was too expensive for an awful lot of people, so he revolutionised it and turned it into something that we love.
That's right. In fact, only last year I went over to the disability exhibition in Birmingham, and I had to drive up in Cavan to Dublin Airport. I parked in one of the outlying airports. I got the free shuttle bus to the airport, got on the plane, Ryanair, got off the airplane. It was like a monorail directly to the exhibit. This is like leaves the RDS like a kind of a backwater. Went there, had something to eat at the airport, came back home, and got the whole trip for under €50. That included a bit of a snack at the airport, my car park, 5 a day, and flight and all included, you know. As you said, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you know, that would have been impossible, you know.
No, it nearly cost you as much in diesel to drive up to Dublin as I'm
sure it probably did. In fact, whatever about driving from here, when I lived in Dublin, and holidays, God, I remember them things called holidays. Those were the good old days. But we used to get a taxi from Blanchardstown, where we lived, to the airport, and you'd often find that the taxi was dearer than the actual Ryanair flight.
Is it very true? So you have to just.
So do you need kind of a special eye or a special ear when somebody comes to you? Look, I want some publicity. Do you sit down with them? Tell me what you're going to do. Tell me what you're trying to achieve, and then will your brain tick away? Let me see, and come up with a plan and a strategy how to get them well known.
True, that's exactly what we do. We sit down with a client. We'll go through all the nitty gritty, because what you miss out, some people might say, like, there's a couple of people who come and they have like an event that they think, you know, one of the things on in the day is actually, maybe it could have been the, you know, three-legged race, or the world's biggest three-legged race, and they might have it down as one of the last things. They don't think it's very important. But the spin on that, a three-legged race, you can make that into the biggest thing possible. It's more gimmicky than just having a normal sprint. So it's the idea of going in, and what some people see as, oh, it's just an everyday occurrence, you can spin, and I'll pick out in that and say, no, this is bigger than that. You know, if you've got a world record attempt, we'll spin it into the biggest thing possible. And we know we've contacts in all the papers. We'll drop will drop the journalist, the correct journalist. Like it's like if you have a food event, you don't want to be giving it to the sports journalist. So you need to contact the right person at the right time. It's about knowing connections. PR is very much a connection based business.
So your file of facts must be this thick, is it?
Oh, it's this thick, or
am I showing my age here mentioning file of facts? Sorry,
that's it. It's contact page Excel. So it's quite full, but it's you know, you call on who you know. You have to see. You have to kind of place your event with the right journalist. It's all about getting the right person to promote you further on. So that's what it's about. We can then we'll plan out the next stages and push you towards where it should be, and then we'll help you develop it through signage and then web.
Okay, well. So if anybody is watching at the moment wants one of your many services from DJ Killian, which we never got to chat about. By the way, are you a proper DJ with turntables?
I am indeed.
Having to hump the stuff in, as opposed to DJs now just come in with a iPod just in the top pocket. And
I'm traditional. The roadie come DJ come.
That's right. Yeah. It brings me back to my own days. But anyway, you can tell us if you want to promote yourself. This is your chance into the green light. Tell us all about yourself.
My DJ business is
DJ business, PR business.
PR. So
this is your chance. Do PR on yourself.
Do PR on myself. What? So as you know, I'm Killian Lynch. So I'm the owner of Cell Media. So basically, if you're looking to get your event well known, whether it's a small scale event or a large nationwide event, we have all the expertise to get you to there. So whether you want coverage, PR coverage in every paper in the country, you're looking for a very flashy looking website, you're looking for Facebook management, Twitter, we cater for.
How do we contact you?
So you can drop on our website www.cellmedia.ie or drop us a link at info@cellmedia.ie or check out our own Facebook page at Cell Media.
Killian, appreciate your time for coming on to Business Enterprising and telling us how we can get a little bit more PR for our own business. So that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed our program. Hope you enjoyed our guest. As always, we didn't have half enough time to ask them the questions I wanted to ask. Maybe next week we'll get all the questions answered. So until next week, I've been Colm Colgan and you have been watching Business and Enterprise.